Things That Kick, Chapter 5. Losing Sal was like a long list of bad things, and somewhere in the top half of the list was the fact that I had to walk home alone past the crazy guy on our corner. He showed up around the beginning of school year when Sal and I walked home from school together. A few kids called him Quack, short for Quackers, or they called him Kicker because he used to do these sudden kicks into the street like he was trying to punt one of the cars speeding up Amsterdam Avenue. And sometimes he shook his fist at the sky and yelled crazy stuff like, "What's the burn scale? Where's the dome?" And he threw his head back and laughed these loud, crazy laughs so that everyone could see that he had about 30 fillings in his teeth. And he was always under our corner. He was always on our corner, sometimes sleeping with his head under the mailbox. "Don't call him Quack," Mom said. "That's an awful name for a human being." "Even a human being who's quackers?" "I don't care. It's still awful." "Well, what do you call him?" "I don't call him anything," she said, "but I think of him as the Laughing Man." Back when I was still home with Sal, it was easier to pretend that the Laughing Man didn't scare me because Sal was pretending too. He tried not to show it, but he freaked when he first saw the Laughing Man shaking his fist at the sky and kicking his leg out into traffic. I could tell by the way Sal's face kind of froze. I know all of his expressions. I used to think of Sal as being a part of me. Sal and Miranda, Miranda and Sal. I knew he wasn't really, but that's the way it felt. When we were too little for school, Sal and I went to daycare together at a lady's apartment down the block. She had picked up some carpet samples at a store on Amsterdam Avenue and written the kids' names on the back. And after lunch, she'd pass out the carpet squares and we'd pick our spots on the living room floor for nap time. Sal and I always lined ours up to make a rectangle. One time, when Sal had a fever and Louisa called in sick to her job and kept him home, the daycare lady handed me my carpet square at nap time, and then, a second later, she gave me Sal's too. "I know how it is, baby," she said. And then I lay on her floor not sleeping because Sal wasn't there to press his foot against mine. When he first showed up on our corner last fall, the Laughing Man was always mumbling under his breath. "Book bag, pocket shoe, book bag, pocket shoe." He said it like a chant. Book bag, pocket shoe, book bag, pocket shoe. And sometimes he would be hitting himself on the head with his fists, and Sal and I usually tried to get really interested in our conversation and act like we didn't notice. It's crazy the things a person can pretend not to notice. "Why do you think he sleeps like that with his head under the mailbox?" I asked Richard back when the Laughing Man was brand new and I was still trying to figure him out. "I don't know," Richard said, looking up from the paper. "Maybe so nobody steps on his head." "Very funny. And what's a pocket shoe anyway?" "Pocket shoe," he said, looking serious. "Noun. An extra shoe you keep in your pocket in case someone steals one of yours while you're asleep with your head under the mailbox." Ha ha ha. "Oh, Mr. Perfect," Mom said. "You and your amazing dictionary head." She was in one of her good moods that day. Richard tapped his right knee and went back to his newspaper.